All
Oily
right,
Josh and
it's
the
now two
Greasy
o'clock,
Pole.
so we are going live. And as you can tell, I am rocking a light respiratory infection.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Seasonal allergies, I guess.
No, it's because children are evil little plague monsters. I had one in my
Oh,
car
you were
last
hanging
week.
around one. Oh, hello, lad, lasses, and enemy badasses. We are not alive. Is and like, don't mind me. I'm gonna I'm still figuring out what to say to promote the thing as well too, and then I'm gonna go into the discourse to send the link and promote as well too, including to our own Discord as well too. So it's talk amongst yourselves. How's your week been?
Just keeping busy in the normal ways.
A
Trying to.
little angsty. Like I wish that I had the physical and situational ability to go and support at Pesla, which is going on right now. They're holding a camp up there where they're trying to stop the drilling
Mm.
while they are what's the term? Exploratory drilling, I think is what it's called, what they're doing right now.
We're just gonna
And
make a
they
mess to
haven't
see if there's anything
stopped.
worth making a mess for.
And Pesla is a uh sacred place for Lakota people. It's basically the heart of the heart. There's this little bald spot that you can see
Hmm.
from the air, and
Hmm.
it's always been bald. And women have their uh, ceremonies there, especially in the winter time when everybody's up there, anyways, and you reconnect. And women did uh, more, you know, girl stuff.
Mm.
Oh,
Like it's always been girl stuff. There's always been girl stuff. Like
Mhm.
I never felt welcome there
Mm.
because I never had any interest in the girl stuff.
Mhm. We get to talk
it's a
about
phase. You'll
boys.
grow out of it.
We do dress up. We get to play with our Barbies. And hello, Mithro, actual Mithro, not just
Hey, Mithril.
Mithro's daughter Blake as
Yay!
well too. But I hope the Blake's doing well as well too. I hope the Chaos Gremlin's doing well as well too. And just I'm busy right now, just staring to old places built too, and going did I also like yeah, I added that one. That's not the link will not work if I ignore this. So I hope it works. It's how about you, John Breckman? How are you?
Like I said, a little sick.
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad, just tired and coughing.
Yep, tired and coughing. So yeah, what happened to me it was interesting. So I was playing Marvel Rivals, I was doing terribly, and I was raging in bed as well too. I was playing rank in Marvel Rivals and got 8 wins and 16 losses, yet I still rank up. But anyway, uh, but during that, someone came into my chat and said, "Hey, I came across your Twitter and see you giving money to your friends and all and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, warning you, just you shouldn't do that because you're enabling your friends."
Yeah, that's the point.
Somebody who doesn't even like understand what the meaning mutual aid is, like
I didn't even go into that part. I should explain mutual aid in the next part as well too. But
I don't
just
think he
went to.
understands what friends are.
No, his position is you gotta just take care of yourself as well too. It's but yeah, if I only spend time only taking care of myself and I'm fine right now, even with everything as well too. Ain't able to yeah, that's my point. Berto, I'm enabled them to live. Is that a bad thing? And this person, I thought honestly I was mistaken for what he said, and I thought wait a minute, you know me from school or something like that? So which Nathan are you as well too? I know a couple of them as well. No, he's a stranger from online. He found me on Twitter again as well too, and it's just okay, so you found me on Twitter, and you're gonna come into my chat and tell me to not give
Oh,
money
he
to
was
my
on
friends.
Twitter, so he's a Nazi.
Possibly. Then all I know is that like he said that Jesus loves me as well too, and that he loves me as well too, and it's just like, oh, okay. What is it with these Christians that like saying to like just like protect
I
yourselves as
don't
well too, and
know.
not give?
I don't know. And I don't know how they preach that part. Like they cherry pick parts of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that gets me is they all do it.
True.
Some of them
Oh,
are
yeah.
cherry picking like these really nice bits where they seem to think that, Jesus was some kind of happiness guru.
That's the liberals who
You know
don't
what I
want you to
mean?
fight back.
There's that.
Like there's what people who cherry pick that part, and then there's people who cherry pick like the most heinous bits. Like
Those are the liberals who give us a reason to fight back.
It is.
it's
And
confusing for somebody from the outside that you can get people who exist on this huge spectrum of Christian belief systems where they can quote the Bible, but they don't quote the shitty bits if they're the happiness guru type. They don't quote the good bits when they're the existential dread types. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
It's the big book of multiple choice.
it is. There's like, and there was my former
it
manager.
doesn't make any sense from the outside either,
No.
because it talks against itself.
Oh yeah. The Bible's full of contradictions, as well too. And yet my my like I said before, like my manager at my first like real job, at the gas station job I worked for 4 years, believes that the Bible is real and the Old Testament's Bible is real, and was worried that, well, if everyone chooses to be gay and we don't like procreate and stuff like that, what would happen to the human race? I will smoke a flat blunt and say, "Go, Brett is dead." Or
Lesbians with turkey
Well,
bases.
for
The world would be a
starters,
better
we could
place.
get a hold of our amount of people that are living in the style that we're trying to get people to live in. Like, we've got enough for everybody. It's a matter of getting the supplies to the people who need them. This is the biggest issue. Like, we need somebody to recognize not only is there, enough for everybody, but to get the enough to the people who need.
Yeah. Yeah, because like no, it's just like there's no such. I was like seeing this on like Threads yesterday, because like I posted to like the capitalism part of Threads of like, okay, apparently, hold on, what exactly did I say? Yeah, apparently I should just accept. I'm supposed to just accept that like capitalism will always be around, and because of, like, it is a accurate argument as well too. Yes, I was talking to Kirok as well too, because like despite him like following me and like I'm following and subscribing from my YouTube channel, my Twitch channel, and all those things, he still shows up to my streams from time to time and says like yesterday I looked calmer
Are you
while
sure
playing.
you quit drinking?
It's, he told me he quit drinking, and I'm not gonna like interrogate him or anything like that. Hey Phoenix, how you doing? You have a new sewing machine? You have a new sewing machine as well too?
Nice.
Phoenix, you can now do something like cottage core sort of thing too, if you have the
Oh,
supplies.
crafty people impress me.
Yes.
Like,
You can now open an Etsy shop and make no money.
I tried stuff like that. I got an A on the project when I was in middle school. Figured that, meant that I could at least do some kind of sewing, and did some of my own sewing there for a little while. And it didn't really take. Like, it's not a special interest. Like, it wasn't something that interested me in continuing forward. So I gave my supplies to my daughter-in-law, who she's more interested in the actual craft part, and she does stuff. So it's in better hands than it would be with me.
Yeah.
She was like, "Is this sewing stuff? Can I have it?" I'm like, "Have it. Take it." It was not a special interest for me. It didn't take.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by people who it does, though. People
It
who
is.
do shit like knit. That's impressive. Knitting,
Yeah. Uh,
like,
yeah.
But you have to be careful talking about people who knit. People might think you're racist.
Yeah.
really?
Knitters.
Oh, a way to say the N word without saying the N word as well too. Ah, I see. Okay. So like, you sew. So Phoenix sews Archie's a proper battle vest as well too. I think actually see
Ooh,
a cute photo of a Pinterest of a cat and with a battle vest as well too. And like,
nice.
the Phoenix has a good point. It's not AI either as well too. You
Mm.
saw it in like 2016. Okay, so the cat with the battle vest on is not AI either. I thought he was like, hey, so it's not AI either. So that's like stuff you can sell on Etsy, and it's like, look, this is a handmade thing as well too. And no way would I like give you a machine made thing with like on like Etsy as well too. Even though you're using a sewing machine, but it's like the machine is assisting you in sewing as well too, and it's just like more practical and like easier to like use that too. As well. It's not the machine doing all the
The
work.
machine's
The
taking the physical labor out, not the emotional and
artistic.
yes.
The creative like energy out, the creative like adventure out. It's like no, the machine is like assisting in the very practical like thing of like, hey, this
It's
is the
doing
key.
exactly what we really intended machines to do, and
Yes,
that's to aid the artist,
yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
not like
The
make or
Luddites
break
weren't
the
against
artist.
looms; they were against losing their jobs.
Yes, exactly. And also
I kind of like what China is doing with their uh, laws that they're instituting about AI, that
mm,
AI cannot replace workers. Like if you're trying to capitalize on lack of labor, you're not allowed to use AI to get there.
mm-hmm.
Like they're putting a reasonable control, I feel, on what they want out of their businesses that they allow to run there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you let capitalism go, they will fuck shit up.
If you let
Yeah.
capitalism exist, they will ruin everything, all the time,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah, that's why I'm against like capitalism even a little bit as well though, even on the capitalism on the social democracy, which like yeah, the reason why like I think social democracy doesn't go far enough as well too is because like social democracy is always just the compromise. It's the compromise between the capitalist and the capitalist class with all the socialists well too, because the socialists and communists they want like the workers to own and control the means of production as well too. Oh, but it's like the capitalist still wants to like own and control the means of production as well too. But it's like, okay, how about we compromise with social democracy? Basically, a very good, strong social welfare state as well too, and like
And we'll immediately start taking it apart.
oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. And so like someone like Kiraku just like believes that like, well, we just need to tax the rich more. It's like, yes, we did that. We did that in the 50s and the 40s. That was a part of the New Deal. The America to tax the richest people in its like
Mhm.
country, the richest corporations, up to like 94% at one point, and we are a much poorer country then as well too. And guess what? The capitalists were still in power as well too, because that the New Deal was a compromise. A lot of capitalists didn't go along with it, which is why they formed the business plot, including like the Koch's like Frank Koch, the father to like
Koch
the
brothers.
Koch brothers. The one that's still alive. Well, actually, there's more
And
than
there
just like
used to be such a thing as a progressive Republican.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Back then, you could be conservative and still say, I want to tax the hell out of the rich,
Yep.
mm-hmm.
And
Eisenhower,
then Nixon.
and then Nixon.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a crook. Nobody believes you, guy.
I
Like,
know.
It's hard to imagine now, but Nixon was the most popular president the U.S. had ever had in 1972.
Yeah, he was.
ugh.
He
So,
won every electoral college vote except for his opponent's home state of Massachusetts and one
Slimy
faithless elector
people.
in
Why is
Virginia.
it that the like those evangelical Christians, the white ones, they always vote for the slimiest freaking people.
Because they're Klansmen.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's like
Nixon asked them to take off the hood, put on a suit and tie. They started calling themselves white evangelicals.
Yep, the Barry Gore water like sudden strategy, states'
Yep.
rights as well too. Yeah, it just like now, but now with Trump just said like, no, let's take off the hood. We don't need that. They're not saying the best. They're rapists and all this stuff. It's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to use from this. It's like, wait a minute, you're getting popularity from this as well too. Because like, yeah, there's a lot of. America is a white supremacist project from the beginning as well too. Let's not forget that. And there's many areas of the countries that were just like founded by the
white supremacist settler colonial project, just like Israel. But
yes, exactly, and that's why
that's why they get along. That's why they're supporting each other. Like, now. And like you can see the Democrats doing it too. This is the most frustrating part. Like, who do you fucking vote for?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Will not save us, but they will staunch the bleed. That's all.
Yeah, that's all you can get from them as well too. Which is why I'm not excited to vote for them. And I'm like, again, listen.
If you don't want to support a genocide, who do you fucking vote for?
Yeah, you got no. I mean, even like in 2008, if you were against drone striking, for one example as well too, both John McCain.
You can point to how trans people are being treated in the system right now, and make a case for genocide. Being practiced there, and eugenics for people who have things like autism.
Yep.
Like, these people are dangerous. And they're the slimiest people out there, the most ignorant people out there, how are so many people getting snowed? It's like 1 in 3. Isn't it?
Carlson is sorry now.
Like, some of them are sorry, but it's just like, what was the line for you though? Was it the pedophilia?
No,
was that
it's the gas prices.
Too far?
Like, for some of them is the like Trump as Jesus like AI photo over Easter as well too, and it's just like, that's your line. Not the racism and everything else, and the white supremacy and the fascism. And
I know,
like,
right?
And again, the thing is like, ever since like NAFTA, the reason that Democrats will lose is because not enough people voted for them. But the thing is that the Democrats, since the third wave with Bill Clinton, they just like said, we don't need the working class votes. They never tried to like earn that back as well too, and so.
They always have a conflict between the working class and between the voting class and the donor class. They always choose the donors.
Yeah, exactly.
And when people say that they're doing harm reduction, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. You understand though that the lesser of two evils
still evil
is still an evil.
Well, that's the system we have. And
like,
that's
you
what
get
they say.
that, right? Like, when there is hope, you should support that hope, not the ones that are sellouts already. Jeffries is a sellout.
Yeah, but also like, look at like the candidates that like the actual people want to like see succeed as well too, like Zoran Mandani. How fucking long did it take for many establishment Democrats to finally get behind Zoran Mandani? It's only until like, oh wait, he might actually win
after the election.
Yeah.
He had to win, and now they don't have a choice but to get behind Zoran Mamdani. He is absolutely one of the favorites that the people of New York City have ever had, because he's a mayor who like knows what the city needs. You know, he's talking like absolutely bare minimum things like, you know,
he's expanding childcare.
Yeah, childcare.
He got
like,
the fucking
that's
sidewalks
a huge
shoveled.
thing. Like,
he's getting the garbage cleaned up in fucking New York,
right?
He is building tunnels.
He's taxing the rich and making sure it goes towards the city, and the city taking care of its own.
If I'm going to be taxed a little bit, I'm going to move the full floor. It's like, you're really going to move out of New York City? New York fucking city as well too. You're just going to pay a little bit more in taxes. So it's like, come on.
Actually, I
Like,
hope they
fine,
move out of
go
New York
ahead.
City.
If you
Lower
have all
property
that money,
prices.
leave fucking New York City. Make it so that they have to lower the prices for people who still live there.
Oh yeah, I agree with that as
Like,
well too.
Get rid of all
I
the
mean,
rich
like,
people. Fine.
yeah,
look
I
at
mean,
how much you have to have if you want to live in some place like Soho.
yeah.
Yeah. Get rid of
I
all
mean,
the rich
watch.
people. You get more poor people living there. Get more people working. That's more taxes. Hey, it works.
I mean, Washington State's like just like enacted like a millionaire's tax. Okay, I'm going off
Just
of AI
working
as well.
people need a raise, and we
Okay, here
need
we
to
go.
tax the fucking rich.
Mhm.
And between those two things, we can afford to have nice things all together. You know what I mean?
Okay, so yeah, Washington State just enacted a millionaire tax law not too long ago. It's like income, and so like the first 1 million of income on the individual who like owe the tax or like assets are like as such as houses, homes, or property. So it's like and again, so like you're just gonna pay once you reach above $1 million. The money you make above that million is supposed to is going to be like tax, and they're going to use it to fund the schools, and Washington State, and then like, and I think, oh yeah, Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, who said that like, no, don't call us billionaires. That's a slur. Call us people of other means as well too.
Fuck
He, I think he threatened to like move to Florida out Washington State as well too. Fine, leave out of here. The property like values will go down because of that as well too. But like, yeah, it's just like
No, the property value will go up. Property prices will go down.
the property prices go down. Yes, that's what I mean as well too. Um, and let's see, it's like
Price
And we
of
need
everything,
to
value of
just
nothing.
start placing homeless people in homes.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's just that simple. It's
More empty
cheaper
homes and
that
homeless
way.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's usually the biggest step that people need in order to get a decent job that they can actually do.
Because if you don't have an address, you can't file for a job. You can't get a bank account.
Yeah. It's like Mythros said, like dad was a communist, like Christian.
There she is.
Hey.
I have a saying: Christians don't believe in God; they only worship dangerous, powerful men. Yeah, the Georgia P. That's very accurate with the Christians that like, especially all the Christians that vote for Trump as well too. Hello, we can hear you.
You know what I told Joey earlier today, and I've thunder in my house, and I've said this for years and years that too many modern Christians are not Christian. They're Christians. They're Paulians. They don't worship Jesus. They worship Paul. Now, don't get me wrong. Jesus wasn't the gentle, Jesus, meek and mild like they have in the Church of England songs. But nothing. He said nothing like what Paul said about all kinds of stuff. Paul, Timothy, quite a few others. Okay, in those books. So the idea that this isn't, first of all, the idea that this isn't Jesus, y'all haven't read your Bible. Okay, number one. But number two, even aside from that, like I said, it's just, there's just what Jesus' supposed words were, because there's no proof he existed. No proof he didn't, but no proof he did. But what Jesus' supposed words were does not mesh with the Gospels, does not mesh with Paul, does not mesh with Revelation, etc., etc. It's just a whole bunch of mishmash thrown together, and and what do they call it? The telephone game. In school where you start, you whisper something to the first kid, and then they go all the way down the line, and when you get down to the end, it's completely different.
Well, it's exactly what to expect from people who lived in the desert that many years ago.
That's what you expect today.
And first of all, it's all oral tales.
And like the whole cultish. If you can't
people
figure
always
out
talk about,
the actual answer for shit, you just make shit up.
I ask people, so name me some historians that lived at the time that Jesus lived. And the first thing that usually comes to mind is Josephus and Tacitus. No. They lived centuries after Christ was supposed to live.
No, Josephus wrote in the 90s, so decades.
Decades, yeah. But, but years
he wrote
after
about
he
Jesus.
died.
And he said that Jesus was there, and that's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Paul admits in the Bible that he never actually met Jesus.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Paul
so-
did meet Peter and James, and he hated them.
right.
They did
Right.
not get along.
And you know, if you look at what it actually says in the Bible, which I know is rare for Christians to actually read their Bible, but if you look
That
at
is.
it, you know, there's an old saying, you know, if you want to make an atheist, read the Bible.
Mhm.
But you know, the idea that it is somehow, excuse me, you can look at it both ways. Either Jesus was a horrific person by what he actually said, and what he actually referenced as far as scriptures in both the New Testament and the Tanakh, or people just made that stuff up. And then you have even let's say it's all true, supposedly that he said it. Okay, what you have is copies, like I said, the telephone game. You have copies of copies of copies of copies of copies of copies of copies over the years, and it's not translation, it's transliteration.
That people literally got together and voted on
Yep.
Right.
at some
Well,
point.
with the Nicene Council, yeah, and there's no what's the phrase I'm looking for? There's
Consistency?
no well, that too, but you know, there's no vowels in Hebrew. Okay,
They cut women out of
And-
everything.
No, that was
Right.
in ancient Hebrew.
the Gospel,
Holy.
but you know, so they tossed out the Gospel of Mary, the Gospel of Thomas, and others. You know, because apparently nothing says divine revelation like we got to vote on who, you know, who stays in the Bible or not. Then you
Yeah.
have, and I love it when modern Christians call it the King James. I said, it's not the King James. What? It's not the King James. It's the King James Version.
Mhm.
Because at the most they'll go, oh well, it's the KJV.
I'm drinking in some dirty Mountain Dew.
You a nasty mofo.
Cream
What is
soda.
it? Mountain Dew and
Why
what?
is it dirty? Why is it?
I don't know why
I don't
it's
know if I
dirty.
want to ask, but why is it dirty?
But it's cream soda dew.
Ugh.
Oh well, that just ruined
Oh.
the entire freaking thing.
Exactly. I don't know why they call it dirty, but it's just like cream soda Mountain Dew. It's like
Is it
and
okay?
I like it, but I like cream soda and I like Mountain Dew as well.
Best
It's like-
way to drink cream soda is to get it really cold in the fridge, open up the cap, and dump it down the sink.
I love cream
So I like
soda.
them.
At my
Okay.
workplace,
Well,
they've got new drinks. They're doing dirty Dr. Pepper is one of the drinks that they're doing. So there's like a few pumps of vanilla in the bottom of your Dr. Pepper,
Mhm.
and then they
Makes
put
it worse.
cold foam on the top.
Mm.
And if you're not careful, it will literally explode on its own.
Mm.
Like you have to be
yeah, but
careful
see, you
with
know,
the drink.
y'all are autistic, so your judgment is suspect anyway. So, you know.
But I have been having the blackberry passion fruit refreshers,
Mm.
which are really tasty.
Yeah, but you like
They have,
mayonnaise, so fuck you.
Bits of is
I'm
it
sorry, but-
starfruit? Dried starfruit on the top
No, Starfruit's
Probably.
good.
that they
No,
put on
Starfruit's
it.
good. But
It's
yeah,
really tasty.
I don't eat mayonnaise. I don't eat the Devil Slim. Okay.
Mhm.
I have voluntarily and for money often put things in my mouth and swallowed, but that's never been one of them.
Yes. And FYI for those who like are watching, where is Isaiah Taylor? Isaiah Taylor cannot join us because he's working, unfortunately, as well too.
Yeah. Where
What
I
a capitalistic stooge.
I know.
I love
should,
you, Isaiah. You know that.
I should get on that as well too. I'm still doing fine. I'm still getting unemployment payments and like if I'm for unemployment and like looking for jobs, at least like applying to jobs at like Safeway and other places. as
I
well,
have a
too.
question for you.
Sure. Yes.
One of the reasons why you're in the straits that you are, not the
Mhm.
Straits of Hormuz, by the way, are you giving out your money away of your unemployment stuff?
It's interesting thing because like as I told like John Brockman and like Joey like earlier as well too. Yesterday someone said just like came to my chat as I was playing Marvel Rivals and said, "Hey dude, I'm not a hater. I swear. I came across your channel to trying to find like the SMTH for like school. I don't know, and I found you on Twitter. You need to stop enabling people to beg for money, and you need to get a job." And so he's saying I'm enabling people that beg for money, And
Right,
he said,
right.
if people are begging you for like money, then you're responsible for their well-being. Okay, if that's fine. You're like, yeah, I understand that, but I'm still willing to give money to my friends because they're my friends, and you deserve to keep your own money. You
And
don't
make
need.
sure that the government can actually cover us.
Yes, exactly.
It's
That's what.
kind of easy.
I have a
Yes.
response for him. Suck my left tit, right one's for friends.
Yes, I gave him the salute. So like, yeah. And he
There's
also
a couple things that you can use government for. And if you have a actually democratic government,
Mhm.
like not what we have, but what I wish we had. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
I
Not
wish
what
Biden and
we have.
Obama and all the rest were 1/4 of the socialists and whatever
Yeah.
that
I
the
know,
GOP
right?
claims that they were.
Marxists and like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Stalinists as well too. It's like really.
But you know, Reagan started that shit with
Yeah, you don't know what
you know,
those words mean.
Reagan started that shit with government. Just government is bad. Period.
Yep.
You know.
It's
Most
the
dangerous
more worse.
words in the
Bad
English language.
government isn't bad. Bad government is bad.
Yes, but the thing is, like Reagan tied is like I'm from the government, I'm here to help, but like what he didn't say, I'm here to help black people as well too,
Right.
and that's this. And so like,
Also, though, I do agree to some extent with the anarchists
Mhm.
and the way they formulate their version of what they would like the society to be run as too.
Mhm.
So you know, I'm not overly impressed with some of the whole the free market thing that some of them worship / espouse. Or
there's
the,
mutuals there, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's like the anarcho-capitalists. And I'm like, you guys understand that those two words together actually
Right.
cancel each other
They
out.
don't go together.
Like
it's
you
like
can't
it's like
put those two together and have it work.
it's like the
I-
right-wing libertarians. Let's say, okay, if you say no state and we don't need state, okay, who's gonna honor your deed then? You believe in property rights as a right-wing libertarian, so who's gonna honor property rights? Who's gonna enforce
Oh,
like?
no. See, they just don't want big government for them. They want it for everybody
Yes.
else.
Yes, exactly. That's the
I'm
truth.
an ANCAP and a dumbass.
Yes, and more like and crap, honestly.
The libertarian
Like
walks into the
again,
bear.
government can actually help in some cases.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hashtag
mean?
not all
Like,
libertarians, but too many libertarians are just uber right-wing Republicans
Yeah.
who want to get high and fuck social workers.
Oh yes, the American
Or
libertarians.
sex workers. Social
Oh,
workers
yeah.
too, maybe, but sex workers.
Yeah, they do want to fuck over sex workers too, as well too. That's the American libertarian thing as well too, because Murray Rothbard did actually like intended to like steal words from the left because the word libertarian used to mean basically a polite word for an anarchist. Because first used the word libertarian was Joseph de Jacques, the French poet in 1857, and used it to identify himself as a libertarian to differentiate himself from like Pierre Joseph Proudhon. Despite Pierre Joseph Proudhon being a self-reported anarchist, he said that in his book memoir What is Property, but that Pierre Joseph Proudhon was a fucking patriarch as well too. So it's just like
Geek.
I wonder what
Facts-
geek's
if
special
facts could
interest
sway
is.
dumbasses, they wouldn't be dumbasses.
I know, but just like, but Murray Rothbard did actually like, did the one thing that like he stole word from like the left and like made it like it turned it their
Libertarian.
words well too. So he stole word libertarian because Murray Rothbard is always like, like, man, these people who are like nice.
Yeah,
and
but people who use that word, it's like a big old fucking red flag for people like me. I'm like, I
Oh,
hear libertarian and I think, oh, you're a white supremacist bigot.
Yep.
Remember
There's
that
a
one
reason
faithful
why-
selector Nixon had? That's the
There's-
guy who
there's
couldn't
a
bring himself
reason
to vote
why Ron
Republican,
Paul,
voted Libertarian.
who was the darling of the libertarian movement, was
Oh
supported
yeah,
by
Rand
Stormfront.
Paul. Yeah. I'll ashamed to admit this, but this was 2008, so it's well before I became critical of capitalism. Well, too, I listened to something Ron Paul has said, and I like what he said. It's a good thing I didn't stay on that train and stay on that rabbit hole because I could be a Nazi now.
I tried to give someone a chance. I'm going to name them in a second, and you're going to, just from the name itself, I know y'all going to feel like rolling your eyes, but I didn't know anything about them, and I heard from a couple people that the book was okay, so I tried giving somebody a chance, and I started reading The Fountainhead by Anne Rand.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a third or half the way through, to the point where it was the part, whatever, because it wasn't just like one or two lines, but where she was given excuses for why the protagonist,
Had
I think it was
raped her?
Howard Rourke, or
Mhm.
Roark, something like that,
Howard
sexually assaulted one of the others.
Yeah,
And I literally threw the book in the garbage unfinished.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
rape
Literally
only book
raped her.
I've ever done that to.
Yeah.
It was an actual rape. The woman called it a rape, but she was okay with it afterward because she learned that he wasn't just a what was it, a quarry worker. He had a
Right,
brilliant intellect, therefore it was okay that he raped her. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
yeah.
we're not going to take any money. We're libertarians, so we're not going to take any money from the government until she retires, and then she gets Social Security.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, she denied the science about connecting cigarettes to lung cancer.
But see,
Because she was
again,
addicted to cigarettes and didn't want to quit.
like government, it has its like, if you keep it local, you
Yep.
keep it strong,
Mhm.
you keep it
Out of the hands of the wealthy.
out of the especially out of the hands of the rich, because
Yeah.
let's hope that we get to a point where we tax the rich out of existence,
Yes,
like
I agree.
literally tax them out of existence.
Mhm.
Like anybody can live on $5 million.
I don't care who they are. Billionaires
You know what I
are
mean?
billionaires because they exploit people.
Yep.
Yes.
Beyonce, Taylor Swift,
Mhm.
Elon Musk, Mark
Rowan.
Cuban, and Mark Cuban is one that I can actually agree with about 40% of what he says.
Mhm.
Okay, but he's still a billionaire, and he still only made that billionaire status because of exploitation of people, not just workers, by the way. Because I get a little bit tired of a lot of socialists who go, oh, well, they exploited the worker, and workers' rights this and workers' rights that. Well, what about people who are disabled and can't work? Fuck us.
Exactly.
Right. It's
We
yeah.
need the ADA to be strengthened.
Mhm.
We need actually, disabled people at the table making these decisions, not just,
I mean, even
some
down to such
sellout or
utter
token
banal
or
horse shit as if I am disabled legally and I have a partner or significant other who is also disabled legally and they
Mhm.
live with me, that's fine. If we get married, one of us gets cut off.
Yep.
Yeah, or both of us, both of you get cut off as well.
Right.
And the asset limit
Yep.
in like SSI as well too. You can if you have $1 over 2,000 or whatever the asset limit is as well too. You're just like you lose the benefits. Oh, you're rich enough to be able to take care of yourself. That's bullshit.
Or the horse shit around Medicare. For example, Joe and I were talking about this yesterday. There's stuff that I live in Michigan. Joey lives in South Dakota. And there's things that their Medicaid there doesn't cover. Okay, yeah, but Medicaid is different from state to state. Okay, Medicaid in Michigan covers quite a bit, which is a good thing. Okay, but when I turned 65, I got put on Medicare automatically. Wasn't a choice, and it's by law. I would have had to fill out forms to refuse it, and I thought about it for about a week, and then I got a notice saying that I was cut off Medicaid because A, I made too much, and B, I wasn't over 65.
See, that might be what
I'll be
happens
66
if I
in the
can
fall.
get the widow's benefits. That
So I fought and
gonna
fought
try to
and
get
fought
for me.
for 6 months, wasn't it? 5 or 6 months, and finally got back on Medicaid. When I did, I thought about, refusing Medicare, filling out the paperwork, whatever. Okay, but here's the thing: in Michigan, if you're qualified for Medicaid, Medicare will pay for your Medicaid will pay for your Medicare premium. So that $204 a month they were taking out of me, they didn't do that anymore. Medicaid paid for it. Number one. Okay. Number two, whatever. It's like a secondary step. So Medicare is supposed to cover whatever. Whatever Medicare doesn't cover, Medicaid will cover. The problem with that is though that there are copays. That if Medicare covers something, it may or may not still have a copay. When I was on just Medicaid, I had no copays whatsoever.
Because one of them assumes that you're broke, the other one assumes that you have a retirement.
Right. And did you see who was it? Was it Chris or John? Chris Sununu?
And I'm a proponent of Medicaid for all.
He thought there should be a work requirement
Not
for
Medicare
seniors
for
on
all.
Medicare.
Medicaid for
Fuck
all.
you.
Free food,
You
free
want-
clothing, free housing, free healthcare, free education for everyone.
Right. He advocated for a work requirement for seniors on Medicare.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck that. Fuck him. But it's a rich sumbitch, Sununu. Okay, he needs to Sununu his ass on down to the ocean and fall in. I could say
Yeah,
everything.
they don't have enough actual work-at-home jobs available for people who are disabled
If they
to
have
be
the
able to
skills,
work
even.
doing anything like that.
And then
Like,
if they don't have the skills, then what do?
Yeah, this reminds me of like a coworker I used to work with. Oh, it turns out that she's also like pro-life too. So like, oh, that's another like a contention that we had. No, she actually believed that Planned Parenthood was a baby killing machine as well too. And I told her that I volunteer for Planned Parenthood. But like one thing she said that I vehemently like disagreed with when we had this conversation as well too.
Oh, and
it's
part
like,
of free housing means free toilet paper and free tampons.
Oh yeah, exactly. Free toiletries, well too. It's free supplies, yes. But like she said, if someone's disabled, there should be something that they can like mechanically do, so like that we'll just have to find that job and put them to work. And it's just like I rejected that like wholeheartedly. It's like no, fuck that idea as well too. It's just like let people just be people. If they can't work, then like they think this is something that like my older
I
sibling.
think we should support artists to stay at home.
Yeah, I
There
agree.
you go.
And do what they need to do to help our world have good art in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we should be supporting each other in such a way that it is actually investing in each other and thriving.
Yeah.
Not just surviving.
This is one of the problems that I have with the concept of libertarianism. Not necessarily each individual, because they vary, in the strength of different ideas, but the concept of it is that if we're not here to help each other, what the fuck do we have a society for?
Yeah, I agree.
You want to be a libertarian? Fine. Take off all your clothes, don't take anything with you, and go live in a cave in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're going to build their own little islands. They're going to live in the middle of the ocean.
Mutual aid is meant to be
so then when
some
somebody comes
kind
with a
of
toll boat and a
benefit
couple of Uzis and takes your
for
shit
a
over,
lot of
come
people.
find us.
Like, mutual aid is how we support each other through difficult times.
Like now. Look at what I've been doing the last week and a half ish since I started that one aid for one person that you and I know. I've probably gotten 40 at least aid requests. Either come across my timeline specifically, they messaged me, or posted it on my timeline because that's okay. I've specifically said that it's okay for people to do, and I have 2 of them set up that are a pin feature for that. One is for just trans people, and if you're gonna whine because you're not gonna be able to be on that because you're not trans, go fuck yourself. And the other is for anybody who's not trans. Trans isn't just trans women, by the way. Okay, you might want to broaden your porn stash. Okay, trans isn't just for trans women. It's trans masks, and it's also trans non-binary.
Hello,
agender,
Joey,
etc., etc.
I know, right?
So, so like I said, I've posted around 40 or so. There's been a few people that I've seen that it's been able to help. One in particular, that the one I was talking about with Joey, which is a good thing because they have kids. And if you want to help somebody on my page, or if you want to help somebody and you have, and I'm going to get into this for a second because it pisses me off, but if you want to help somebody, go to my page, the Holy Harlot of the Church of Redneckia, which is, I think it's facebook.com/Holy Harlot of Redneckia, I believe.
Yeah, I got it right now. Like I just put it in the chat right there as well too.
And there's all sorts of GoFundMe's spotted all throughout my timeline and whatever. You can hit one of those. Here's the thing that irritates me. A couple things. Number one, share the goddamn post. Okay? You want to give a heart react, you want to give a light react, or a comment or whatever. When you give a comment of 5 words or more. Okay? And the reason for that isn't just for my benefit, because it does
the algorithm.
Okay? But it's to push that up in the algorithm so that other people can see it too. Okay? So 5 words or more, give a like react or whatever kind of react you want to do, okay? And share it, because if you don't share it, people can't fucking see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. And number two, and I'm not saying people have to give, but don't tell me that there aren't enough people that, could give $5, and you're like, oh, well, I've only got $5 that I can spare, and I can spare it, and I want to spare it, but that's not really going to help somebody. You get 20 people to share $5, that's $100 fucking dollars. That's a light bill,
Right.
that's food for kids, that's whatever.
Just a quick question, Joey. How's your niece doing right now with everything as well too? Did they get the money?
She's struggling.
Yeah.
She's having to most of the money that she gets that comes in is from people that know her well and know that they can trust her that she's using this money on the up and square.
Right, and she's not scamming.
You know what I mean? That she's not scamming for it or whatever. And there's not a lot of strangers who have
Donated.
helped. Like,
There's a few,
they've
but-
been people that I know who have helped,
I know, yeah.
and I've been able to, personally thank them or whatever.
And verify.
Because
also.
they were like, I just wanted to know that it got to where I intended it to get to.
Right.
Because I did, because despite me not having a job, I need to take care of myself. I did give them money through via PayPal, and hopefully it went through as well too. And that's the link I just posted in the chat. There is my Blue Sky post of that day with all the links and GoFundMe as well too. Actually, the GoFundMe will be something to link in as well too. If we get the shared version of it, so it's a smaller link. That is the GoFundMe to Joey's niece as well too.
Yeah, I gave a little too much and had to dip into my pot doctor money again.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to make sure that she had at least
I
cereal
knew that,
and milk or something.
Because
to
I'm
feed
the
her
one.
kids.
I'm the one who has control of her GoFundMe. Okay. Because I wanted to give it to her. We tried it to give control over her, but it wouldn't work. So I just send her the money. Okay. And prior to I don't know if there's any more. I'll have to look. But prior to the first two donations, I had already decided this. And when those two donations came in, I had gotten paid with my Social Security. So I took money out of my Social Security, my rent money, and paid it because I knew I could get that back from GoFundMe. Okay. And then I told her, I said, I showed her screenshots. I said, this is what you've got. This is what I'm taking out. And after this, everything that you get, everything that comes in is yours. I will send it right directly to you, etc. And I even gave her a little more. And like I said, I'm not saying that people necessarily have to give. I think they should. I goddamn well think they should. But, if
they
anybody...
can, yeah.
If they can give, I mean...
$5. The cost of a fucking cup of coffee or a couple of pops at the store. $5.
Yeah.
Or not quite a gallon of gas.
This is why I don't drive.
So have you done any of the how has everybody been doing bit?
I did at the beginning, but
Yes.
you did. Again, that's a part of my how I've been doing it. So that stranger to a stranger that came to my chat yesterday as well too. That said, enabling people too much by giving them money is just they're begging for money for food and stuff like that, and it's just and then he says something I love you and God love you. This is a stranger. This is a stranger who just found me on Twitter and says that I love you and God loves you.
Tell your God to send me $500 or shut the fuck up.
I should say that next time. But that was always my point. It's just okay, do you understand why my friend is do you understand
I
why
was
my
whoa, keep your fucking religion in your pants.
I should say that
You
next
know?
time.
Religion is like a penis. It's fine if you keep it in your pants, but I don't want it waved around in public or shoved down kids' throats.
Exactly. We're
When I
not
was young,
living
my
the
mother would
whole-
say, "It's nice out, why don't you go play?" Now that I'm older, the ladies will say, "It's nice out, but put it away."
My favorite version is, and I've said this a few times, and a few people like Test Kitchen and others cracked up over it. Why don't you run outside and play hide and go fuck yourself? I don't do civil discourse, and I've said that before, and some people think, oh, well, then I can say whatever I want on your page. No, that's not what I mean.
I don't
That
do
means that I
civil
don't do
discourse either.
polite.
I don't debate my
Yeah,
existence.
I'm not kind.
Mm-hmm.
Or I try to be kind. I do not try to be nice in any way.
That's the opposite of Minnesota.
Like, I got problems with colonizers.
Yeah.
And that's a broad spectrum of people.
Colonizer.
Because it's not just one particular ethnicity either. It's those who support the colonizing and those who
Exactly,
support
because there are
white supremacy.
colonized Native Americans that I'm just like, that person's Christian. I can't answer for them. They are colonized. They are the sellouts that hang around the forters.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the 5 black cops who beat Tyree Nichols to death.
Right?
Oh, that proves that there's no such thing as racism. What the fuck are you talking about?
That just
Don't
means
let it be a
that
black
white
and a white man.
supremacy has black people fighting for it. That's what that means.
Just like, although obviously it's not been as much in the news and it's not been as systemic because we're a very much smaller group, but look at all the pick-me-ass bitches in the trans community.
Yeah.
Fuck
Caitlyn
you, Buck
Jenner.
Angel. Fuck you, Caitlyn Jenner. Fuck you, Blair White.
Especially if they're white.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You know, that was really a surprise for me when I first came out.
you don't see a lot of black and indigenous trans people who are that
Alive, for one. But,
privileged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But when I first came out, it was I was really surprised. Because again, remember I grew up in the cult. I was really surprised at the amount of bigotry in the queer community, especially aimed at trans people, and especially from the white fucking cis drag queens, cis male drag queens.
No, yeah. Then there's also people like RuPaul as well too, and like yes, there are black people that are white supremacists. Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court justice.
Just
I
openly
saw a meme yesterday,
serving
the
the
day
witch.
before, that had a picture of him and said something along the lines of Clarence Thomas is hell bent on voting for every
They're
voting
so
against
common.
everything that allowed him to
There's
get there in the first place.
slurs for people like that.
Uh-huh.
Like, you can't say them unless you're black and it's a reclaimed word.
Yeah.
Right, and I wouldn't say it
But
either.
there are literal slurs for people who
It's a bunch of Uncle Tom
operate like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can talk about it for indigenous people, but I can't talk about it for black people because I'm not
And
black.
I don't know of a word, but I'll fucking make one up. I don't care for trans people. But you also have autistic people that do this. Not very many, fortunately, but that do the same thing. Any marginalized
There are
group is gonna
little
have that
autistic
about
people who support ABA.
and Autism Speaks. And
Yeah.
one of my shows, I still have the video recording. I should probably replay it at one point. One of my shows, the title was "The Top 10 Reasons Why Autism Speaks and Sesame Street Can Fuck Off." Go
That's
fuck themselves or
unfortunate.
something like that.
It's Sesame Street, yeah. But no, they work with Autism Speaks.
I don't know if they still do.
Mm.
I know they have Julia on there, who, I think that character's still on there. I don't know if they still do it. But, yeah, and somebody I just mentioned recently on a private group on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on Miss Rachel for President.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love Miss Rachel. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just mentioned to them about the different, I want to think of a different word, the sellouts. Okay, I'll figure out a word for that. But someone asked me, who's not trans, in the group asked me who's not trans, and was genuinely, they weren't just asking questions. They were genuinely, wanting to know um, whether or not I thought it was okay to misgender someone like, for example, Caitlyn Jenner or J.K. Rowling. And I said, and they said, and the group is very supportive of trans people. Okay, it's not a trans-based group, but the group is very supportive of trans people. And I said, for me, I said I'm not the popus of trans people, trans women especially. I can't speak for everybody, so I can only speak for myself. But for me, no. It doesn't matter what the reason is. Caitlyn Jenner is a scum-sucking, bottom-feeding, disgusting bitch. She can go fuck herself
There's
with a
no
cactus.
reason to
But
misgender anybody.
for any reason,
Everybody's gender is valid.
for any reason, Caitlyn Jenner, Blair White, Buck Angel, my three biggest, the asshole trinity, I guess
The
you could call
fucking
them.
cis people too. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, like, there's no reason to misgender somebody who is cis, and
Right.
they're like, I'm a cis woman. Okay.
Mhm.
There's no reason to misgender somebody. It's not a
Because what you're
joke.
doing, you had a really good term for it that I have not heard, Joey. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys know. Joey had a really good term that I had not heard before called splash damage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is where, if I'm a trans person, as I am, and you're sitting next to me, or like we're on bleachers, maybe watching a baseball game or something, which doesn't happen because I don't do sports ball. But anyway, watching
Mhm.
TV or something, okay, and someone comes on, Caitlyn Jenner, for example, okay, and they misgender her or dead name her.
Mm.
Because if you
I
attack her for being trans, you're attacking all trans people for being
right.
trans. Attack her for
And
being an
then
asshole.
my thing is,
Mhm.
what happens if you're pissed off at me? You're going to start
Mhm.
misgendering me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't
Now
attack
I
Clarence
know
Thomas
how
for
you
being
think
black.
about me.
Attack him for being a greedy piece of shit.
Mhm.
And like you
And
said,
a
it's
racist.
what you think about me. You can pretend to be polite all you want, and use my pronouns and this and that and whatever. First of all, the phrase preferred pronouns drives me up a fucking wall. I
Yeah,
like pronouns, okay? But
it's
you can
not
pretend all you
preferred.
want, but
Those
as
are
soon
my
as
pronouns.
Mhm.
every
Fucking use them
marginalized
correctly.
group, I think, I was going to say in America, in the world, but every marginalized group in America, for sure, there's every individual usually has in the back of their head for somebody is even if they don't proclaim themselves as allies, if they say, "Oh, well, I'm not an ally, but I do support the community," blah 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 blah. Okay, there's always that one step of separation where you say something that is a slur or is a dig against that entire community. If you're not a part of that community, okay. So, for example, if a cis person misgenders someone, or if a white person uses a slur against a black person. Okay. Um,
An
how
holistic person says some shit about autistic people.
autistic people or ADHD people or whatever, but especially
Mhm.
autistic people, yeah. So to me, I just say there's always that one degree of separation, that one step of separation, where I'm not necessarily expecting everybody to do it, but I'm also definitely not surprised if everybody did it, came off with that. Because I've had it happen before. I've had people tell me. I had a relative who I loved very much, and one day we were talking, and I mentioned something about being. I'd put like the first 5 or 6 paragraphs of my parody of the Three Little Pigs.
Mhm.
It's called Bob Hobb and Knob versus the Bob Hobb and Knob and the case versus the banks of Piddleston River, number 426. Okay, so it's a satire, and it pillories conservatives and libertarians and liberals and people who don't like GMO and blah blah blah, all that stuff. And I mentioned that to them, and then the first thing that popped out of her mouth was that Facebook hates stuff like that, and they're just a bunch of groomers and whatever. Right in front of me, to my face, and I found out subsequently. I knew that she wasn't a Democrat.
Right in front of my meds and everything.
Exactly. Okay. Why you gotta do that right in front of my nips? Um, but she came out with that, and I was like, what? And she repeated it. And I said, that's what they call people like me, right? And she gave me this look. We both happened to be working at the same place at the time. And she had to go back in a minute. Anyway, I already knew that because she'd already said that before we even had that part of the conversation. And so she gave me this look and just got up and walked away. But she gave me this look like she hadn't even had that thought before. Apparently what happened in her brain processes, or what passed for them, is that, these people are groomers, but I was one of the good ones, I guess. I don't know.
And groomers, by the way, are overwhelmingly cis people.
If I wanted to groom
What?
kids, I wouldn't become a trans woman. I'd become a priest.
When they catch people, they're actually catching a whole lot of people who are saying that they are cis people. That's one of the things they all have in common.
Groomers are going to be priests, uncles,
Right.
fathers, neighbors,
Cops,
people
lawyers,
with access,
judges,
with power.
therapists, counselors, politicians. There's a trans woman who's a comedian, and I want to say her name is Mindy or Mandy or something like that. Her first name, don't remember her last name, but she did that joke. I didn't get it my own about groomers, and then she said, they always talk about how when trans women want to go get into women's sports because we want to beat women. We don't get into women's sports because we want to beat women. If we want to beat women, we become cops.
I know, right?
Now, that's only true of 40% of cops.
That we know of.
Reported.
Yeah,
Been reported, yes. Here's another thing, talking about statistics, for and some people, trans people specifically, okay, and their allies, or people who, again, you can't claim you're an ally. You claim you support people, but you can't claim you're an ally if you don't belong to that group. But when someone says the 41%, the conservatives love to bring that fucking number out, okay? Here's the thing. That 41%, what they're talking about is, I have to be careful of words because I don't want to get the channel get dinged, so terminal self-harm, okay? But here's the problem. That 41% isn't all of the people who died. It's all of the people who attempted it. I have, more than once. And I'm still here running my big fat Irish mouth. Okay? So the actual statistic of people who have actually done it is much lower. And it's a large part due to the fact, for a while at least,
And some of us are those ones that are like cockroaches.
Yeah.
We just defy the statistic.
Right. But, I've said this before. If facts could sway conservatives, they wouldn't be conservatives.
True.
Same for blue no matter whoers. We know one of those, don't we, Joey? Got into a conversation with one a few days ago, in the last week or so, called me stupid because I was pointing out problems with the Democrats, and when I pointed out things like, for example, Colin Allred was transphobic, just like Rafael Cruz. Who do you vote for if you're trans? Okay. Couldn't even address that because they knew that. So they tried switching up. They tried pivoting, tried changing.
This is why. This is what's wrong with single issue voters. It's just like, okay, just answer the question.
Or the identity politics and blah 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 blah. Yeah. So here's my thing, okay? Because this also goes for people with uteruses, okay? If the next election doesn't concern you losing your rights, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I went on a forum and said, hey, could you give us somebody other than Gavin Newsom to vote for the next presidential election? The Dems are already lining up behind this motherfucker, and he will lose. And they said, well, this is what's wrong with the party. It's like, you third voters. I was like, I'm not saying about the third party. I'm saying give us someone other than Gavin Newsom because he's going to lose. People will not vote for him.
By the way, now that you mention it, I am going to vote third party. Because I live in a state where it's solidly red. It's going to go to the red person.
Yeah.
It's just a solidly red state. And so my vote for a third party doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. And the fact is, Kamala Harris didn't lose because of third party votes.
Because you have Detroit, And then Detroit proper is about 600,000 people. Okay, Detroit and all the surroundings is about 1.5 million. Grand Rapids is the next largest city in Michigan, and it's about 300,000 people. But Grand Rapids proper, with all the suburbs and whatever, is I think like
East Grand Rapids and such,
something like that. Okay. Here's the thing: most of the areas in the outer lying suburbs, like way out in the fucking country, whatever, like where I live, there's a lot of conservatives. Okay. I even had one person tell me once, ironically, he's a conservative and a Trump supporter and had Star Trek tattooed on his knuckles. But anyway, he told me, he said,
we're gonna put Star Trek in you.
My vote doesn't count. And I said, why? He said, because I live out in the country, my vote doesn't count. No, what you're saying is you didn't like the way the vote turned. This is 2020. You didn't like the way the vote turned out because it's one vote, one person. You just didn't like the fact that there's a lot of people that didn't vote for your hero.
Right.
He didn't like that very much. But if you have enough people who get off their ass and vote for third party, because that's the thing that the Democrats have had over the rest of the country for the last 40 odd years. Okay, is that well, if you don't vote for us, that's basically a vote for them. Okay. And in some circumstances, that was true. Okay. But if enough people, like the last election, and I'll tell you what, if they nominate Gavin Newsom and or they nominate Kamala Harris, who's talking about running again, okay, if that happens, Democrats are going to lose. I fucking guarantee it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll bet you $10 on it. I'll bet somebody $10 on it.
Because in 2024, the presidential election came down to nothing's going to fundamentally change, and things were sucking then as well too, or like
things will get worse.
Some change, but things are going to get worse, and it's just like that. Believe it or not, then like the blue MAGA crowd does not understand this. Like no. There's basically always like three choices, and pretty much always three choices, like in an election as well too, or four choices as well too. The fascist-like party of the Democrats, the actual fascist party of the GOP, or like a third party, or the couch.
Staying home.
Thing is, many people choose the couch.
Kamala Harris didn't lose to the third party. She lost to staying home.
Yes,
70-odd million last election didn't vote.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why the Democrats lost.
Yep.
And they blamed the voters on it. They even, however, refused to release their so-called examination. I forget the word they used. But their examination of the reasons why they lost. Well, we're looking at we're trying to learn the lessons. No, motherfucker, you just know why you lost.
They lost because they were supporting Israel, full-throatedly supporting Israel.
Two of the biggest reasons are transphobic Democrats.
There's that too.
And Gaza.
Yep.
Gaza's a bigger reason, but transphobic Democrats in Gaza. Just like what I said about the, somebody who is either trans or supports somebody who's trans, loves somebody who's trans, or just supports trans people in Texas with that vote. People in Detroit. Detroit has a large Arab American community.
Yes.
Okay. And a lot of people in Detroit said, I have relatives in Gaza. Who do I vote for? The person who wants to kill them or the person who wants to kill them?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cop Harris isn't any different. Cop Harris's first campaign, first or second, I forget which one it was, came out where she claimed that she was stronger than Trump on the border.
Yep.
Why the fuck should I vote for you?
Is the Democrats would rather lose to the fascists than let a socialist win as well too, as we were saying earlier, because Zoran Mamdani, or even like Graham Prattler. Graham Prattler has some problematic aspects about him as well too. It's like not his policies, but like just
Graham Plattner. Yeah,
I've
been reading up on him because I didn't know a whole lot about him. I've been reading up on him. Yeah, he's made some missteps, but you know what? He ain't fucking kids.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, like you got a point there. As well as that he's not in the Epstein file as well too. So it's just like
I was a huge proponent of Chris Murphy. I was not just disappointed. I was pissed off, mad as fucking hell. I was very much a supporter, although I couldn't vote for him, of Chris Murphy.
Did you show up in Epstein?
Senator of Connecticut. Okay. He has a long track record of kicking the asses of the GOP. He had on his office, for example, over 20 years ago, on the wall in his office, trans rights are human rights. Okay. And he supports Israel. Not to the extent that GOP does, but again, that's fascist light. The one I was supporting here in Michigan was Mallory McMorrow. Okay. who I found out supports Israel. Abu doesn't, and I will be voting for him.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats keep losing because they keep giving people reasons not to vote for them, and they don't give people reasons to vote for them.
Yeah, they never
And all they
give
care
reason.
about is being in power. They don't care about anything else.
They care about policing their donor class and anything else, and like they
Protecting,
don't mind
not policing.
Protecting, yeah.
Policing on behalf of the donor class.
There you go. Like when they kicked David Hogg out.
Yeah, that's right. As well, this is what my friend Tabby Wolf says about the Democratic Party. They're a protection racket as well too. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have your abortion rights. Shame that something would be happen to it. You better vote for us, or else something's going to happen to your abortion rights.
And here's the thing:
they never do anything to enshrine it.
Cunt Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I hate that bitch. I'm glad she's dead. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 reasons. Number 1, ask Joey about her record on indigenous people and indigenous rights.
Joey, what's her record on indigenous people?
I'm talking. Shut the fuck up, John. Okay, but number 2, before we get to Joey, she deliberately stayed in power but she deliberately stayed on the bench after the 3rd or 4th time or whatever it was that she had cancer. She could have stepped down, and Obama could have.
She had stepped down in 2008. Obama could have replaced her.
Right. And he would have appointed a fascist-like judge, but still, it would not have been a lot of the decisions that we have now.
Yep.
Okay, and now there are a good potential of judges. Trump could potentially appoint 3 more judges. Mm-hmm. Jordan says, "I'm not sure who I want to vote for California. There are so many running for governor." Okay, I have a suggestion. I have a suggestion for you. His name.
No, it's not ranked voting. It's just whoever gets the top 2.
Right.
Top 2 primary, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. What's his name dropped out? What the hell was his name for the sex scandal?
Swalwell.
Yes, Eric Swalwell. Okay, he dropped out. So now there's 3 Democrats running against Katie Porter and 2 Republicans. So the 2 Republicans will get, if let's say whatever the numbers are, there's 100% of the vote. Okay, so what that breaks down to is 20% each. All right. But if one of those Republicans drops out, then they're going to get all of the Republican votes, and they will become the governor.
Yep.
The other 2 motherfuckers need to drop out, or pull out in their big boy panties and do what Katie's doing. And again, I'm not saying Katie's perfect by a long shot. Okay, just like AOC, just like Bernie can suck my ass too.
Oh yeah.
But given. If I wanted to vote, I would vote for Katie Porter.
I saw people blaming Bernie Sanders for Hillary losing in 2016.
She's been a TERF for a long time, and a chicken hawk, and excuse me, not a chicken hawk. That's a completely different term.
Yes.
A hawk. Okay.
War hawk. Yeah.
Thank you, John. She's been a war hawk for a long time, and they called her a carpetbagger when she ran for the Senate in New York because she didn't live there. She moved there and then ran for the Senate.
Yes, and also
look at speaking of that kind of crap. Look at Tommy Tuberville.
Right.
Which just proved that he wasn't living in Alabama when he was elected, which is against the state constitution in Alabama. I don't know if they'll do anything about it, because Alabama's fucked anyway, but.
Yeah, so many people that just did Mitt Romney actually move to Utah to become the senator in Utah when he was the governor of Massachusetts too, but still it's just again I still remember this one senator back in the 2000s I think who he just had a very wide stance in the bathroom at the Minnesota airport. Yeah. And as he says, I don't go around hitting on men. By God, if I did, I wouldn't do it in Boise, Idaho. So it was okay, it's homophobic, but still, but also, wow, you really gonna diss your own constituency like that? Jeez.
No, he's saying that there are no gay men in Boise, Idaho, because Boise, Idaho is full of good, straight, God-fearing Republicans.
Right. That's why they crash Grindr whenever they have a convention.
I know, right?
Yeah, like when the RNC came in as well.
Jordan says, I saw Katie Porter once at Pride. I walked past her. I turned my head and was like, was that Katie Porter? Now, don't get me wrong. It's not just for that reason alone. But, she devastates with her whiteboard. Okay, not just the Republicans. Okay, but she devastates people with her whiteboard. But, who was good at that, too? Jamie Raskin was good at that. What's his name? Eric Swalwell was good at that. Al Franken was really good at that. Democratic men, keep your fucking hands in your fucking pants.
Yes. There was like some
and not playing with yourself. But there are some ways where the parties are the same.
Yep.
I mean, so many ways that we differentiate the ways that they're different. We ignore all the ways that they line up in support of capitalism.
Exactly. It's a lot easier to say, well, okay, so the Democrats mostly now, and that number's dropping a little bit, are for health care for women, including abortion rights. Not all of them are. The Democrats are against Medicare for all.
Yep.
Democrats, Joe Biden, one of the very few things, and I think he knew how it was going to end up, but pushed for student aid relief. And the GOP cut that off. But yet you have people doing the PPP loans, which that acronym is hilarious. But anyway, doing the PPP loans during COVID, the height of the
very
COVID
mature adults here.
Era, and
No, we're not.
got hundreds of thousands of dollars waived. But Joe Schmuck or Jane Schmuck has like a $20,000 student loan and they can't get that forgiven. Fuck you.
And if they did get it forgiven, then it would just turn into a massive tax liability.
Right.
Yeah, there's also that too, because like once you receive like a whole bunch of money at once, we'll tell you that you gotta pay your taxes.
It counts as income. What the fuck?
I mean, like people like meme this. Everyone gets a car, and then like all those people now had like $5,000 in taxes because of that.
The Price is Right was the same thing. You got to pay taxes and shit. Yeah.
It's the Oprah like company kind of like realized that after first it's like, oh crap, okay, if after we give like the audience members something like big and extravagant that like counts as income, okay, and here's $5,000. Listen, you're going to need to pay taxes on it, so here's some cash so you can help pay the taxes as well too.
Right.
Still, Oprah Winfrey has her problems. Because of Oprah Winfrey, we got Dr. Oz and we got Dr. Phil.
There's a lot more problems with Oprah than that. Let me tell you.
John of God, Oprah Winfrey's assured women that like you can trust this like Brazilian guru like person as well too, and John of God was like a cult leader that raped women as well too, but also
she was so anti-science in so many ways.
It's Jenny McCarthy as well too.
I want to say it was Suzanne Summers, I think, the one who played Chrissy on Three's Company. Came on Oprah one time. I want to say it was either her or not Chrissy Teigen, who's the other one I'm thinking of. Anyway, was advocating taking bee venom, putting it in an hypodermic, and injecting it into their vagina.
Sure, that wasn't Gwyneth Paltrow.
And then you have Goop.
Yeah, Goop.
Oh look, Sure, I want to buy a candle that smells like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina.
You should not put a jade egg in your vagina.
I don't have a problem with vagina smells. Okay, as a lesbian, I don't have a problem with vagina smells. But I don't want to buy a fucking candle that smells like that. No.
I know, right?
I want the real thing.
And the thing is, Gwyneth Paltrow isn't just a piece of shit who's taking people's money. She's a true believer. She's genuinely hurting herself with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that Netflix special, she was going through some sort of cleanse, and she was obviously calorie starved.
Yeah, I don't understand the cleanse.
And the whole cleanse thing is horseshit.
Bullshit.
Oh, I'm gonna do such and such, a colon cleanse or a coffee cleanse or whatever, okay, to detox my liver.
What the hell is a toxin?
Liver is for.
And what toxins are you talking about? It's like, if you understand the chemistry as well too, you can actually like, okay, what is like this and what is that? You can actually come up with like things like, and just a very basic science that you need to do when people know what they're talking about. When they're talking about toxins, sometimes when people said toxins, so it's like Salt is what you need in your blood for it to function. You need
It's
some
what you
salt
need
in
for
there.
your nerves to function. It's what you need for your muscles to function.
There are two salts in the human body, potassium and sodium. And I know this because one of the medications that I used to take,
There's a lot more than that.
I got switched. One of the medications that I used to take was potassium sparing,
Mhm.
which meant that one of the effects was that I had to pee like every 2-3 hours. Okay, but
I hate
so
it when a med
a
does
lot of
that
liquid
kind
was
of
going
shit
out.
to you.
What's that?
I hate it when a med does that kind of shit to you.
I take 3 of them, believe me. So a lot of liquid was going out, which dropped my blood pressure, which is good because I have high blood pressure living in this hellhole. But anyway,
But you're also losing a lot of salt.
so I was peeing a lot. That was cool, but you have to kind of try to keep that in balance. So I had a choice of doing one or two things: either dropping the potassium in the foods that I ate, or the type of foods that I ate, or raising the sodium. Well, I'm a saltaholic. I'll eat salt. The only thing I've ever eaten that I thought was too salty was those salt and vinegar potato chips. Those are nasty. But anyway, I digress. So I thought, well, what the hell? I'll just bump up my sodium. And in 3 months, I gained 30 pounds. No. So unfortunately, though, sometimes it sucks being Irish, okay?
Mhm.
You know what? The foods are high in sodium. Pasta. Bananas, of course. Okay, that's good for also for muscle aches after your workout.
No, are you talking sodium or potassium? So bananas are high in
Potassium.
potassium.
Sorry, potassium. Okay, pasta, rice, bread, which is my second favorite thing to eat, and potatoes. Fuck you, universe. Fuck you. But I have lost. I haven't cut it out completely, but I have lost 100 pounds, almost 100 pounds in 2 years.
Yeah. And salt is a general term for ionic compounds.
Right.
So there's a lot more than just sodium and potassium. There's
Right, but I'm just saying
chlorides,
those
there's
are
phosphate salts, there's sulfates, there's magnesium, there's iron. You need a lot of shit. The body is complicated.
And you hear all kinds of shit from people like, oh, well, if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't put it in your body.
Fuck you.
How about you learn something for a change?
Okay, don't put dihydrate
Do
monoxide in your
you
body.
want hydroxyapatite in your body? Yes, because that's bone, dipshit.
You know how many people die of dihydrogen monoxide every year? And they're like, oh my God, that's horrible. Yeah, it's water, motherfucker. But this is a country where, 46% of the adult populace can't read above a 5th grade level?
Yep.
And I can almost guarantee that includes the asshole in chief.
Well, no. He has a favorite book. It's Hitler's
Mein
Table
Kampf.
Talk.
Horton here's a who?
Horton here's a Heil.
Horton here's a hoe. There you go.
Heil. Sig Heil.
Well, that too, yeah.
So what's fun to talk about in the last 8 minutes as well too?
I was just wondering what time it was.
Let's see.
Okay, well, because it's going to be about that amount of time. I will start with the whole Indian bullshit, but a lot of mine has been reduced. Thehouseofconnor.com.
Okay, links. Yeah.
That makes that easy. I am on Blue Sky, The Holy Harlot. I am also on Facebook with 3 pages, but I'm going to be cutting down the content on one of the pages a lot. The Politics of a Turtle. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to make it private, at least not yet. But I want to try to use that to focus more on family and friends, etc. Okay. The Holy Harlot page is going to be my politics, my cartoons, which is John and Jane, and then the Existential Cafe, memes, jokes, mutual aid, all that stuff. I want to get that kind of bumped up more in the presence, and go in that. And then I just made today, an hour before we started the show, Joey, an author page. I decided that in order, instead of waiting for the world to beat down my door, how are they going to buy my books if they don't know where to get them or what they're about or whatever? So I have a post that's almost ready. I have just finished typing part of it when, I decided it was time to come into the show. So I have an author page. Excuse me. And it's Siobhan O'Connor, SIOBHAN O'Connor, period, author. Or dot author, whatever. Okay, Facebook, and that's the whole thing, whatever. You'll see my little SOC, my little green thing that I created a long time ago. I have a library because libraries are my thing. I love libraries. If I could pick anywhere in the world to be while awake and not hungry, it'd be a library, hands down.
A librothelry.
Well, okay, I like being in a brothel too, but that's a different thing. So
Well, a library brothel.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, I've
flapjacks.
read and I have an e-copy
It needs to have
of
coffee.
the Kama Sutra, and I haven't done all the positions, but I've done many of them, and especially with more than one person, which is even more fun. But yeah, so thehouseofconnor.com, the Holy Harlot page on Facebook, and then Siobhan O'Connor, SIOBHANOCONNOR .author. I will be making my first post in a little bit, and thank you. I appreciate that, Geek. And I'm hoping to have that book that I mentioned there, which is The Willigers. I'm about to mention when the show's done. That will be out hopefully by the end of August. Because at the same time, I've also got some other books that I'm reworking, re-editing, and then adding some new content too. So I'm hoping by the end of August I'll have like 4 or 5 books out that I can push out. And I'm done.
Joey.
I actually have something I want everybody to go and research and share.
Okay.
And that is Pesla. Pesla. 2 words. Pesla. Research that, an Indian collective, and get the word out. Like, we need support. We need people to like actually be calling their leadership and saying this is not okay. We don't approve of what's going on, because it is literally native land that the government has decided to allow drilling on.
Because fuck you, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's
not like
nothing
that's
we
the first
can
time
really
it's
do about it.
Well, there are things you can do about it, but they're illegal.
Right.
Right. And they are
existing.
trying to do what they can about it, like locking themselves down to equipment and stuff like that.
Civil disobedience.
But that means that they're going to need things like bail money and help that way.
Much like
they also need people to share and get the word out, so they got a chance of going viral.
Yeah.
Right. I just posted the link in the chat.
Yeah, to like the PASLA, like a collective peace law. Oh yeah, thank you.
That's okay. I'm still working on Joey's name. I got it like 75% down. I just keep doing that guttural CH a little too hard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Isaiah Taylor was like not here because he's working, but he does have like Instagram and Galactic Cosplay Crafts civil too. So like check out like the latest things that like Isaiah posts there of his cosplays and his models that he works on. I'm Summer Geek, Summer Ranking in all the places will too, like on social medias and like on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And after I get off this call, I'm gonna be just like streaming some like Final Fantasy V and say about like whatever comes to mind. It's like job skills. What the hell are my job skills as well too? I wonder as well too. You have
what
your
can
own
I do? What am I good at?
I just wanted to ask real quick if anybody's heard anything more about his trip.
Oh, is that a trip from like Oklahoma?
Because I'll have to message him because we were talking about maybe even setting up a GoFundMe for him.
Oh, okay. So they can go to like yeah.
I think I've got some info.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Metro says my surgery is supposed to be a week on Tuesday, so I'll be here next Sunday. I have a little story to tell about my time in hospital.
Oh, cool. Excellent!
And you can join us on Patreon Sunday.
Yes,
And
Biff
also,
said that.
Mithro, if you, I don't know what it's like over there, because I could, disparage English food in general, but I won't this time, because it's not Irish, which is okay. Nobody can be perfect, but I had a surgery a couple years ago in Grand Rapids at Blodgett Hospital, and that is the best hospital food I've ever had in my life. I told him more than once, and then asked them the next day because I had to stay there a day and a half because of complications. When the hospital worker came to retrieve my tray, I told him, I said, again, y'all need to open up a restaurant, and whoever made the recipe, whoever cooked it, whatever, give them my compliments because I would eat that in a heartbeat.
Mhm.
So how about bangers and mash? I don't know if you can eat that now, Mitchell, but if you can't, I'll eat them for you.
Or spotted dick for dessert.
I'll take one for the team.
Okay. John,
John.
what do you have to promote?
Dungeons and Debacles, but for obvious reasons, we won't be recording tonight.
What? You never record. What the hell are you talking about? We obviously.
Oh, we record. Kevin just doesn't edit them and put them online.
Yeah, people have lives and they're busy, so too. And Mitchell says food ain't great, but I'll be spending the first 3 days in the ICU. I see.
Why you gotta be like that?
Shit. Oh yes, I remember this joke. John Cena woke up after out of the coma in the hospital. Was like, and he asked, "Where am I?" And there says, "ICU." And John says, "No, you can't."
Right? No, you don't. Mithro, I would pray for you, but I don't hate you. So.
Charity links on page. I will try to remember to I put your niece's links in the charity links on page, Joey. If I don't get around to it as well too, I will eventually as well too. But also do take care of yourselves and practice self care and
Hydrate, medicate, stay safe, and be friends with the cat.
And the last thing, it's on the Harlot page. There is a two pinned posts. If you gotta fund me for whatever reason, I don't care if it's to buy a new weasel. I don't care whatever it is. People will pay for whatever they want to pay for. But especially if you're in need, hit that up, and I will try to promote it as much as I can.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Come on.